Boo. Okay, so the technology may not be so good. I've actually been putting this wine on some books, so I'm just moving out of the way in order for you to be able to see them properly. But whilst the technology isn't very good, the wine certainly is. I love the concept of this particular wine. It's called Cuatro Pasos, and it's named after a set of footprints which were found up in the mountains in the area from whence this wine comes. It's up in the northwest of Spain, in the Galicia region, and it comes from Denominación de Origen Bierzo. Martin Kodaks is a very famous producer of white wines in the Galicia area, specifically from Denominación de Origen Rías Baixas. It's a progressive winery, and they are making inroads into the different parts of Spain where they're buying up bodegas and even starting new bodegas as well to make different style of wine. Martin Kodaks is famous, as I've just said, for its Albarino wines, white wines, but here of course this is a red wine, and it's from DO Bierzo, and DO Bierzo specialises in the black grape for red wines, of course, Mencia. I love the concept of this particular wine almost as much as I love the wine itself. The concept is that they've decided to call it the bear's wine, obviously after those footprints which were found up in the same sort of area. Now, the label itself is really good, and this is one of the wines that they have in their portfolio. This one is called Black. It's called Cuatro Pasos Black, and it's made with 100% Mencia grape varieties, and it really is a lovely, lovely wine. They've likened the fact that there were 4 footprints to the fact that they believe there are 4 footsteps towards making good wine. So it's a nice link, isn't it? The first of which would be the selection of the land, where you're going to grow your vines. The next footprint, next step in the right direction, I suppose would be better to say, is the care of the vines. Clearly it's important not just to plant the vines, but also to make sure that they're being looked after properly as well. And then, of course, within the area where you're planting your vines, it's very important to make the next step, which is to find the microclimate which is just right for the vines that you're particularly planting. And then, of course, finally, the final step is the vinification, making sure that you're taking care. So there are the 4 footsteps that this particular bodega, Bodegas Cuatro Pasos, likes to think are important, and I agree with them as well. Certainly if this resulting wine is anything to go by, they're on the right lines. It's a lovely one, and it's got some dark cherry notes in terms of its colour. Don't forget, we always assess a wine, and part of our wine appreciation is looking at the colour as well. Some of those dark cherry notes go onto the nose and the palate, but mostly what we're getting is some black currant, some blackberry, and actually quite pronounced prune, so dried plum aroma to it as well. You'll get a little bit of spiciness, a little bit of toasted spices in fact, which are coming from the medium toasted barrels in which the wine has been aged for only a short time, 7 or 8 months, and that's a combination of French and American oak. My own view is that they've done a really good job on this, and I'm certainly going to be inquiring from the bodega which other wines they're making up there, because this is really good. I'm really highly recommending it to you. The bodega is called Bodegas Cuatro Pasos. It's one of the bodegas within the Martin Kodaks group. Google any of that and you'll find it, and I'll put some details on at the end of this as well. I'm coming up to the 5-minute mark here, so I think that's the time when I need to sign off, but I hope you try and get an opportunity to try this wine and certainly others which are made with the Mencia, that's spelled Mencia grape variety. I'm going to give this a really high mark. That's a super